Hello! We are here with the inaugural Corey Tell All Sports podcast. I'm here with my brother, Rory.
Hello.
And we are watching the NCAA College Football National Championship game. A surprising lead for Auburn at half, 21-10. Big 10.5 point underdog coming into the game. Rory, what'd you see out there?
Well, one thing that I think it was obvious to most of the people watching the game is Jameis Winston was not looking like himself.
Yeah, he looked very uncomfortable out there.
He's 6 for 15 with only 62 yards. I mean, by now in the first half, you'd think he already had 3 touchdowns. I mean, Auburn's D, who got crushed by Missouri in the SEC championship game, you thought this would be a high-scoring game, which it is, but not really for Florida State yet. Only 10 points on the board. And Jameis Winston has just not looked like himself.
Yeah, Jameis Winston has really struggled. The offensive line for Florida State, all of which got postseason recognitions for their play, has been dominated in the trenches. Auburn has looked very strong inside. And also from the Auburn perspective, what do you see on the Auburn side of the ball?
Truly, Trey Mason gets a lot of credit. I mean, he's a Heisman candidate. He deserves it. 18 carries for 96 yards. But a lot of his yards were in the second part of the second quarter, because Nick Marshall actually spread the Florida State D. Florida State was clamping on him, lots of cornerback blitzes. They were just shoving in the front line, and they were really stopping Trey Mason from getting any holes. And Nick Marshall opened it up with a couple passes up the middle, and they had to start dropping corners, which let the run game open up. And it's shown by the second TD to Cody Parker, which was a 50-yard pass.
Melvin Ray.
Right off the middle.
Yeah, and Florida State's been coming a lot with the cornerback blitzes as in early on in the game, and ever since then, Nick Marshall dinking and dunking over the top. Even the pass that he missed early to Ricardo Lewis. I mean, he was wide open in the middle of the field, and then he eventually hit Melvin Ray for that touchdown. There's been huge lapses in the Florida State defense, and I think the main reason for that is the Auburn tempo. They're playing at such a fast pace that Florida State is having trouble communicating. And Gus Malzahn's doing a terrific job getting the plays in quickly. Mm-hmm. They're going to that up-tempo offense. It's been very hard for Florida State to stop.
They put the wide receivers out, and then everyone's in the huddle. And from that, there's about 5 seconds. And Florida State, they have to adapt to that quickly, and they have not adapted to that yet.
Yeah, the Auburn offensive line is jumping out, getting ready for the snap, and it's been a very fast pace. Florida State has not looked comfortable. Also, one of the things that I've seen, what do you see about Calvin Benjamin? He's gone the whole first half without any catches.
6'6", one of the better wide receivers, pretty high draft stock. I mean, he has just been shut down.
Yeah, what do you think about the play of Chris Davis in the first half?
Obviously, Chris Davis at the first 2 catches actually lost a little bit of his footing, was playing a little too soft. Then he got up in Benjamin's face. He was playing a little vicious, getting up in there. I think that's what kind of helped Auburn out to stop Florida State, who actually had a good first drive. But that's kind of been Auburn's
MO, season. Bend but don't break. I mean, the thing about Auburn's defense is that Chris Davis and Jonathan Mincy maybe even should have had a pick earlier on in the half on a little out route that he should have caught. But they've been doing a great job one-on-one coverage. That's allowing Auburn to press the box, and Florida State has not done anything on the run game, and Winston just does not look comfortable.
But I think that talks about kind of the MO of the first half, because I really think Gus Malzahn has done a better job coaching at Jimbo Fisher. I mean, to start out, Gus Malzahn let Nick Marshall have a few dink and dunk plays, which, you didn't see Jameis Winston have any of those. I mean, he had 3 20-yard passes to start off the game. I mean, he didn't build up any confidence, and but the huge play was obviously the punt return from the 20.
Great call by Jimbo Fisher there. I mean, he needed to get his team some sort of life. And that play, wide receiver coming out, obviously, and makes the play there. It goes on. Florida State scores a touchdown. They needed that going to half. They got nothing going.
And also interesting about that drive is Jimbo Fisher let Winston run a little.
Yeah.
He had one big run to get into the red zone. Another kind of QB draw. I think they gotta switch up what they're doing, because obviously what they're doing in the first and second quarter, before the last drive, was not working.
And also, Trey Mason, I think he's going to have a big second half. I mean, they're running behind that big left tackle, Greg Robinson, got to be a high draft pick. He's pancaking guys, moving guys down the field. He's been incredible.
And with a 21-10 lead, especially if Florida State kind of gets another touchdown, gets something going, they're going to rely on Trey Mason and kind of slow the game down. Nick Marshall with that read option, and I think that's how Auburn has to go into the second half. I mean, they can't be distraught over that. over that fake punt for the touchdown to make it 21-10.
Yeah, I mean, that might swing the momentum, but still, Auburn's got the number one rushing team in the whole country, 335.7 yards per game. I mean, they're going to ground and pound in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is that Florida State has won every game this season, except for one, by 28 points or more. So Florida State's down in this game. They haven't been down all season, haven't been down since September 28th against Boston College. Do you think they have enough fight to get back in this game?
I really think they do. I think they need to start off big. I think
They got the ball coming out in the
I
second
think
half.
Jameis Winston,
That's
they
huge.
need to have a good drive. And I mean, I think the first drive is obviously the most important. They need to establish. Jameis needs to get rid of those that first half lack of confidence. He needs to gain it back, and he just needs to get some short throws and just get back in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Florida State can start to get some offense going, everybody will start to get more confidence. I mean, we even saw the sure-handed Rashard Green drop a pass on that third down before the fake punt. I mean,
A
very
little out route.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic mistakes from Florida State. And if they just start to score in the second half, gain some confidence, I think they'll be much more reliable in the second half. I do not think this game is over, not one bit.
I'm really interested to see the resilience of Florida State team,
Yeah.
who, like you said, has really never fought from behind. But it will be interesting, and I mean, we'll see if Jameis Winston truly deserved the Heisman, because Heisman players, they come in at big times, and that hasn't happened before. But let's see if it can happen now in the second half.
Exactly. I also think, for a little historical perspective here, we've had 3 freshman quarterbacks in the title game: Michael Vick, Everett Golson, and now Jameis Winston. Both
All
Michael
running
Vick,
quarterbacks.
all running quarterbacks. Michael Vick and Everett Golson both lost in the title game. Winston's down now. Do you think being a freshman has anything to do with it?
I think he did. I don't really think so. I mean, he's shown wisdom beyond his years. He's a leader. I saw him in his halftime speech against Duke and against other teams. He really gets the team going, and I really would be interested to see how they come in the second half. And I think Jameis Winston will rally the troops. I don't know if they'll win, but I think they will come out strong and they will not give up.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been different about Winston this game. Usually he's like a gregarious character, very lively, and he's looked very tense and pressure-filled. Maybe in the second half he'll come out and have the weight lifted.
Yeah, he needs to relax and have fun, because that's the type of player he is.
Yeah.
And he can't change the player who he is. I mean, he's a fun guy on and off the field, and he needs just to stay relaxed and to be himself. And I think Florida State will have a good shot.
And there's also a lot of historical perspective in this game. Obviously, we hear the SEC chants going on. Auburn is trying to make it 8 straight national championship for the SEC, and the 5th straight in the state of Alabama. And also, Jameis Winston does not have history on his side. Heisman winners have not done well in the title game since the BCS era began in 1998. I mean, quarterbacks who won the Heisman Trophy and played in the title game are 2-5, and players overall who won the Heisman Trophy and played in title games are 3-6. And Winston has shown some of those nerves in the first half.
But I think you got to put history aside for this game. You can't just rely on history.
Yeah.
You got to see how it is now. I mean, Auburn, the team of fate to get in. Florida State has absolutely dominated every team. I really just think it's 2 good teams going at each other, but just Auburn has had the advantage due to some better coaching, some better play calling, and just more bravado and hustle on the field.
Yeah, and when you do have the 30-day layoff, teams often come out flat, and I think we saw that from Florida State. Auburn hit the gas pedal early, and they really jumped out. So hopefully you enjoyed our first podcast. We may not get as many views as Coney 2012, but we will promise you that we will not be running around the streets of San Diego nude.
Thank you.
Enjoy the second half. We'll be back for a post-game following the game, and we will see if Auburn makes it 8 straight for the SEC or if Florida State can return to their 1990s dominance. Over and out, Corey and Rory.
Peace.